open news if we the four corners of Ghana there na ebusia for channel way so and I want sa ebeka ewo aha eye Ghanatube so ensem kobe nyina no aha na ni nyina no ubenya edi efina se ne maji akonya matena sesei no na chese ensem ahodo kobe nyina no eno era mede ebo ebusia for ensem pa so menum enkwan no enja fufu ne bewa kotie ensem ekoso ewo man Ghana me ba na matwa so edi amam
media landscape. But I'd like to assure you that there's no cause for alarm even before I move forward, because I see Dr. Tanko looking very jittery and taking off his glasses. As you may be aware, the Commission received notice of the home call of Madam Bikria Donko on the 29th of October 2024. Per Article 54 of the 1992 Constitution and Regulation 13.4 of CI 127, the Commission wrote to the Ghana Freedom Party and provided them a period of 10 days within which to file a new candidate. Article 50 of the 4 of the 1992 Constitution reads, where at the close of nominations but before the election, one of the candidates dies, a further period of 10 days shall be allowed for nomination. In that respect, the Commission wrote to the Ghana Freedom Party and asked them to present a new candidate within 10 days. In fulfillment of that request, the Ghana Freedom Party presented Mr. Apiakubi, who was before then the vice presidential candidate to Madam Bikria Donko. The party presented him as the presidential candidate of the Ghana Freedom Party. He and the party went on to submit their nomination forms on the 5th of November, and our technical teams went to work immediately reviewing the nomination forms. At the end of the process, they detected a number of errors and some illegalities with the form. The candidate's attention was drawn to these errors, and the party was provided an opportunity to correct them. They did that. In the view of the Commission, it was not in our bosom to provide the political party the opportunity to correct some of the illegalities that we found on the form. In that respect, the party did not draw their attention to it because the Commission does not feel that it is in its bosom to allow any political party to correct illegalities with the form. The Commission, therefore, as at yesterday, wrote to the party and to the candidate disqualifying him from contesting the 2024 presidential election. This morning, we are here to inform you of the Commission's decision to maintain the presidential ballot as it is. As you may be aware, and I believe all of you have representatives in the printing houses, we are almost 90% complete with the printing of presidential ballots. And you are also aware that following the passing of Madam Bikria Donko, we requested the printing houses to cease printing until the law had taken its course. Now that the presidential candidate or the nominee has been disqualified, the Commission would like to inform you that the printing would proceed on the current ballot as is, in the interest of time and to save this country millions of cedis. And so our task here this morning is very simple. We are not here to change positions. We are not here to reballot. We are simply here to inform you that the Commission intends to notify our printing houses to proceed with the presidential ballot as is. It will proceed with the ballot that bears the name and the image of the name of the Ghana Freedom Party, their symbol, and the image of Madam Bikria Donko. And we believe that a lot of discussions and advertisements will go out to prevent the citizenry from voting for her. So this is our mission here this morning. It is a simple one, as I said. would like to thank you for your time and your attention.
Right, so that is Madam Jean Mensah, Chair of the Electoral Commission, stating it bluntly that Ghana Freedom Party has been disqualified. However, which was a key bone of contention and many wanted clarity to. What does that mean for the numbering on the ballot paper? What she simply said regarding that is they will maintain Madam Ekweadonko's slot, which was number 3. So every other political party stays where they were on the day of balloting. So the NDC remains number 8, number 1 remains MPP, and then everybody follows in that order. Number 12 is Cheddar, and then also 11 is Alan Kojo Tremantin, who are the key people going into the December 7 elections. Johnny Hughes is still with me. Johnny, maybe a quick bite on this before we go back and hit the campaign.
I think the Electoral Commission has settled the dust because the bone of contention was whether or not we were going to strike it out if this disqualification had happened. Philip Apiakubi was sure that he was going to be perhaps one of the first broadcasters to have gotten into the fray to become a presidential candidate, but that didn't happen because there were some clerical errors. Remember that Bernard Mona of the PNC had also had some clerical errors, and Madam Ekweadonko, John Mahama had cause to say that some people who were on there were not. Ekweadonko said, well, I'm going to sue John Mahama. Kofi Apalu and many others had come, but well, she's going to be with the Lord. But largely and instructively, the Electoral Commission has been able to settle the dust. So now there's no ambiguity. What I will be interested is the public education. We have 25 days to the big day, right? How much time and how much education could possibly be done, because voter education is the place of the National Commission for Education, but also a place for the Electoral Commission
and even the political
and
parties.
even the political parties as well. But these are the statutory organizations or institutions that are mandated to do the public education. How well have they conducted them? And with 25 days to go for the big election, how much education can be done, and how much is it going to cost the Ghanaian taxpayer? These are conversations that can be had. Could we have saved much more money if we had, for example, taken it back to the printers to say black it out completely so that we do not see it at all, so people get in there? And you look at the interesting numbers for rejected ballots, for example. Rejected ballots have garnered more votes, for want of a better expression, than all the minority parties put together. In fact, in the 2020 elections, they had about over 300,000 rejected ballots, right, in the last election. And that should tell us as a country that we need to do more. I mean, starting off in 1992, we had about 3% or so. We improved 1.58, 1.59, and then we dipped, and then we came back up 2.3, and then we dipped. And then as of 2020, we had over 300,000 of the rejected ballots. So we need to start asking ourselves the question whether we are doing enough voter education and how this particular situation could compound the problem that we already have or reduce it, whichever way. But in all, I think that it's been a good one. Yeah, and clearly the EC, like Johnny indicated, has settled the issue. So we just wait to see what that means. Also, how quickly or soon will the Electoral Commission go back to the printing houses to give them the order to go ahead and start printing? What then happens to the earlier ones that have been printed? Are they going to now be discarded? And again, it raises the question of the cost to the Ghanaian taxpayer. But well, we'll see what all of that means in the coming days as the EC keeps engaging us to give us clarity on their preparation towards December 7. Talking about comment section, Unya subscribe my channel where we for subscribing and hitting notification bell no send a be insem no 72 mana wenya no intem pa so modofo snowy and I'm say and insem no April sisi ade makam.